Yarely, or we run ourselves aground! Bestir! Bestir! Hi, my hearts! Take in the topsail! I pray now, keep below!
Where is the master, boatswain?
You mar her! Keep your cabins, you do assist the storm!
My son!
Hey, good, be patient!
When the sea is, hence to cabin, silence! Trouble us not!
Remember whom thou hast aboard!
None that I more love than myself!
I take great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect gallows. Stand fast, good fate, to his hanging.
To the topmast! Yeah, lower! Lower! Bring her to try with the main course!
It's all lost! Suppress!
Mercy on us!
We split! Farewell, my wife and children! Farewell, my wife and children! Farewell, brother!
We split! We split! We split!
Now would I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Ah!
By your art, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer.
Oh, tell thy piteous heart there's no harm done. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee. Pluck my magic garment from me.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, then stopped.
The hour is now come. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? Thou wast not out 3 years old.
'Tis far off. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. 12 years since thy father was the Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Oh, blessed was't we did.
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly holp hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds. Please, father.
My sister and thy aunt, called Antonia, she next thyself of all the world I loved. The government I cast upon my sister, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false aunt, dost thou not attend me?
Sir, most heedfully.
I, thus neglecting worldly ends, in my false sister awaked an evil nature. Being thus ladied, she did believe she was indeed the Duchess. Hence, dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough of temporal royalties. She thinks me now incapable. Confederates, so dry was she for savvy, with the King of Naples.
Oh, the heavens!
The King of Naples being an enemy to me, hearkens my sister's suit, whereon a treacherous army levied, one midnight, fated to the purpose, did Antonia open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Dear, they durst not set a mark so bloody on the business. They hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat. The very rats instinctively had quit it. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea, to sigh to the wind's pity.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
A cherubim wast thou, that did preserve me.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo out of his charity did give us. Rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries. He furnished me from mine own library with volumes that I prized above my dukedom.
Oh, would I might but ever see that man.
Now I arise. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can have.
I pray you, sir, for still 'tis beating in my mind your reason for raising this sea storm.
By accident most strange, bountiful fortune hath mine enemies brought to this shore, and by my prescience I find my zenith does depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I court not, my fortunes will ever after droop. Here cease. Thou art inclined to sleep. Approach, my Ariel. Come.
All hail, great master.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship. I flamed amazement and burned in many places. The fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
Oh, my brave spirit!
Well, the king's son, Ferdinand, was the first man that leaped, cried, "Hell is empty, and all the devils are here!"
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. As thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs.
Say how thou hast disposed of all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbour is the king's ship. The mariners all under hatches stowed, who, with the charm, I have left asleep. And for the rest of the fleet, they have all met again and are upon the Mediterranean, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing that they saw the king's ship wrecked.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work.
Is there more toil? Let me remember thee what thou hast promised.
How now? What is't thou can demand?
My liberty. I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service.
Dost thou forget from what torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou liest, malignant thing! The foul witch Sycorax, hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Thou hast! This damn witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible, from Argue is banished. Is this not true?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, was then her servant, and for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her abhorred commands, she did confine thee into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain 12 years, within which space she died, and left thee there. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command.
Do so. And after 2 days, I will discharge thee.
Oh, that's my noble master. What shall I do?
Go, make thyself like a nymph of the sea, be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. My quaint Ariel, hark in thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Awake, dear heart.
The strangeness of your story puts heaviness in me.
Oh, shake it off. Caliban, thou earth thou, come forth, I say. Thou poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth.
A southwest blow on ye and blister you all over.
Oh, for this be sure tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that shall pen thy breath up.
This island's mine, by Sycorax, my mother. When thou camest first, thou strokest me and wouldst give me water with berries in it. Then I loved thee and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. Cursed be I that did so. Here you sty me in this hard rock whilst you do keep from me the rest of the isle.
Thou most lying slave, I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honour of my child.
Oh, what had been done? Thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else this isle with Calibans.
Oh, abhorred slave, I took pains to make thee speak when thou didst not know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish.
You taught me language, and my profit on't is I know how to curse.
Hagseed, hence, fetch us in fuel and be quick. If thou neglectest what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps.
No, pray thee, I must obey. His art is of such power it would control my damn's god Setebos and make a vassal of him.
Where should this music be? The air? Or the earth?
Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are quarrel made, those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell, hark, now I hear them, hark, now I hear them, ding dong bell.
This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes.
What is it? A spirit? It carries a brave form.
No, wench, it eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
Oh, sure. The goddess on whom these airs attend. Oh, you wonder. Be you maid or no?
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them, best the speech. Were I but where 'tis spoken.
The best? What wert thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
Myself am Naples, who with mine own eyes beheld the king. My father, wrecked.
Alack, for mercy!
All his lords. The Duchess of Milan.
The Duchess of Milan?
Oh, if a virgin and your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the Queen of Naples.
They are in either's powers. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hath put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple.
Speak you not for him, he's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together, sea water shall thou drink.
I will resist such entertainment, so mine enemy has more power.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him.
Put thy sword up, traitor, for I can here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
Sir, have pity.
Silence! Thou thinkst there is no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban?
I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigour in them.
Loss of my father. Weakness, which I feel. Wreck. All my friends. They are but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid.
Follow me. Ariel, thou shalt be free as mountain winds, but then exactly do all points of my command.
To the syllable.
Beseech you, sir, be merry, for you have cause of joy. For the miracle, I mean our preservation. Few in millions can speak like us.
Prithee, peace. He receives comfort like a cold porridge.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by, it will strike.
Sir, when every grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer,
$1.
the law comes to him indeed.
Oh, you have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
I prithee, spare.
Of he or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow.
The old cock.
The cockerel.
Done. The wager?
A laughter.
Though this island seem to be desert,
So, you're paid.
uninhabitable and inaccessible,
Yet
yet
He could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green!
Methinks our garments now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa, at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage.
And we prospered well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Not since widow Dido's time.
Impossible matter will he make easy next.
I think he will carry this island home in his pocket and give it his son for an apple.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there, for coming thence, my son is lost. Oh, thou mine heir of Naples and Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water and breasted the surge most swollen that met him. I not doubt that he came alive to land.
No, no, he's gone.
We have lost your son, I fear forever. Fault's your own.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak does lack some gentleness.
Very well.
It is foul weather in us all, good sir, when you are cloudy. Had I plantation of this isle, and were the king on it, what would I do?
Escaping drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would, by contraries, execute all things. No name of magistrates. Letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, and the use of service, none. No use of metal, corn, no wine or oil. No occupation. All men idle, and women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet he would be the king on't.
I would with such perfection govern to serve to excel the golden age.
Oh, God save his majesty.
Long live Gonzalo.
And do you mark me, sir?
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do believe, your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Will you laugh me asleep? For I am very heavy.
What? All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would, with themselves, shut up my thoughts.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest, and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous. Heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
Worthy Sebastian, the occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
Oh, thou speakst out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say?
Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Claribel?
How shall that Claribel measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sebastian wake. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do. I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir, where lies that? I feel not this deity in my bosom. Here lies your brother. No better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which now he's like, I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever.
Ah, thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou dost Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tributes which thou payest. And I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like, to fall it on Gonzalo.
Master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware, awake, awake.
Now, good angels, preserve the king!
Why, how now? Why are you drawn?
Whilst we stood here, securing your repose, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls, or rather lions.
'Twas a din to fright a monster's ear.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honour, sir, I heard a humming which did awake me. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard.
Lead off this crowd, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, floods on Prosper fall, and make him by inchmeal a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. But they'll not pinch, fright me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way, unless he bid 'em. But for every trifle, they are set upon me. Sometime, like apes, that mow and chatter at me, and after bite me. Then, like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way, and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometime am I all wound with adders who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo, now, lo! Here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. I'll fall flat. Perchance he will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all, and another storm brewing. Oh, I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same black cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? Ah, a fish. He smells like a fish. A very ancient and Fish-like smell, a kind of a, not of the newest poor John, a strange fish. Oh, were I in England now, as once I was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there, but would give a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man when they will not give a doit to relieve a poor lame beggar. They will shell out 10 to see a dead Injun. Oh, leg like a man, and his fins like arms. What warm am I, troth? I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that hath lately suffered a thunderstroke. Oh, alas, the storm is come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabouts. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows.
Oh, I shall no more to sea, ere I shall die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Moll, Meg and Marjorie and Marion, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not the savour of tar nor of pitch, yet a tailor could scratch her where'er she did itch. Then to sea, boys, and let her go hang. Oh, this is a very scurvy tune too, but here's my comfort.
Do not torment me. Oh.
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon us with savages and men of India? I've not escaped drowning to be afeard now of your 4 legs, for it hath been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be so again while Stefano breathes out nostrils.
The spirits torment me. Oh.
This is some monster of the isle, which, with 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief. If it be but for that, if I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me, prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster.
He's in his fit now, and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, it'll go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling, now Prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be. Oh, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices. A most delicate monster. His forward voice is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come, amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth.
Ah, Stefano!
Doth thy other mouth call me? Oh, mercy, mercy, this is no monster, this is a devil. I will leave him, I have no long spoon.
Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs, if any be Trinculo's legs. These are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. And how camest thou to be the siege of this moon calf? Can he vent Trinculos?
I took him to be killed with a thunderbolt. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. But art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano! 2 Neapolitans escaped.
Oh, prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god and bear celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear, by this bottle, how thou camest hither. I myself was upon a butt of sack, which the sailors heaved overboard by this bottle, which I made from the bark of a tree when I came ashore with my own hands.
I swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear then how thou escapest.
Oh, swum ashore, man like a duck. I can swim like a duck, forsooth.
Here, kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art built like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. How now, moon calf, how does thine ague?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man in the moon when time was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I will furnish it anon soon, with new contents. Swear.
By this light, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared of him, a very weak monster. Man in the moon, a most poor, credulous monster. Oh, well drawn monster, in good sooth.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my god.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When his god's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject.
Come on then, down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat him.
Oh, come. Kiss.
But that the poor monster's in drink. An abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. Plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of this poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scammels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee now, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all our company else being drowned, we shall inherit here. Bear my bottle. Fellow Trinculo, we'll fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master. Farewell, farewell.
A howling monster. A drunken monster.
No more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetch and firing at requiring, nor scrape drencher, nor wash dish. Ban Caliban has a new master, get a new man. Freedom, heyday, freedom, heyday, heyday, freedom.
Brave monster, lead the way.
This, my mean task, be as heavy to me as odious. But the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures.
Alas now, pray you work not so hard. My father is hard at study. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall finish what I must strive to do. Oh.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your lugs the while.
No, precious creature, I had rather break my back. You should such dishonor undergo, while I sit lazy by. Oh. I do beseech you, what is your name?
Miranda.
Admired Miranda. For several virtues have I liked several women, but you, oh, you so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex, nor have I seen more than I may call man than you, good friend, or my dear father.
Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. For your sake, by this patient logman.
Do you love me?
Beyond all limit of what else in this world do I love, prize, honor you.
Ah, fair encounter of two most rare affections.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness. that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. I am your wife. If you will marry me.
My mistress, dearest. I thus humble ever.
My husband, then.
I, with a heart as willing as bondage, heir of freedom.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, but my rejoicing at nothing can be more.
Ah, servant monster, drink to me.
Ha ha! They say there are but 5 upon this isle. If the other 2 be brained like us, the state totters.
My man monster hath drowned his tongue in sack. Thou shalt be my lieutenant monster, or my standard.
Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He's not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster. Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Oh, how he mocks me! Bite him to death, I prithee.
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, then the next tree.
Thank my noble lord. As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer that by his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey! I would my valiant master would destroy thee.
Trinculo, if you trouble him any more, I will supplant some of your teeth.
Oh, I said nothing!
I say by sorcery he got this isle. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
And how now shall this be compassed?
I'll yield him thee asleep, where thou mayst knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest!
Oh, thou scurvy patch! I beseech thy greatness, give him blows.
Trinculo, interrupt the monster one word further, and by this hand, I'll turn my mercy out of doors and make a stockfish of thee.
Why, what did I did nothing.
Didst thou not say he lied?
Thou liest!
Do I so? Take thou that!
Oh. I did not give the lie. The devil take your fingers.
Thou beat him enough. After a little time, I'll beat him too.
Come, proceed.
Tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayst brain him, having first seized his books. Remember, first to possess his books, for without them he's but as sot as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. They all do hate him as rootedly as I. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. I never saw a woman, but Sycorax, my damn, and she is far surpasseth Sycorax.
Is it so brave a lass?
Why, Lord, she'll become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man. his daughter and I shall be king and queen, and Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys.
Oh, excellent!
This will I tell my master.
Come in, Trinculo. Let us sing. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Loutum and scoutum and scoutum, loutum. Thought is free.
That's not the tune.
What is the same?
Oh. Forgive my sins.
Art thou afeard? Be not afeard. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it and after do our work.
By a larkin, I can go no further, sir. My old bones ache.
Old lord, sit down and rest. He is drowned, whom thus we stray to find.
I am right glad that he's so out of hope. Do not forego the purpose that you resolved to effect.
The next advantage will we take truly.
Let it be tonight.
What harmony is this?
My good friends, hark!
What marvelous, sweet music.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me? If I should say I saw such islanders, who, though they are of monstrous shape, yet note their manners are more gentle kind than our human generation, you shall find many.
And as Lord, thou hast said well, for some of you there present are worse than devils.
They vanished, strangely.
Ah, no matter, since they have left their viands behind. But please, you taste what is here.
Not I.
Sir, you need not fear.
You are three men of sin, whom destiny, the never-surfeited sea, hath caused to belch upon this island, where man doth not inhabit. You, amongst men, being most unfit to live. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate, the elements of whom your swords are tempered. They may as well wound the loud winds, or with bemocked stabs kill the still closing waters. Your swords are now too massy for your strength, and will not be uplifted. You three from Milan did supplant good Prospero, for which foul deeds the powers have incensed the seas and shores against your peace. Thee of thy son Alonso they have bereft. Lingering perdition, worse than any death, shall step by step attend you in your ways.
They are now in my power, and in these fits I leave them, while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned.
Oh, it is monstrous. Methought the thunder pronounced the name of Prosper. Therefore, my son in the ooze is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than air plummet sounded, and with him lie there mudded.
One fiend at a time, I'll fight their legions o'er.
I'll be thy second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given to work a great time after, begins to bite the spirit. I do beseech you that are of suppler joints, follow them swiftly.
Follow.
I pray you.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I have given you here a third of mine own life. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love, and thou hast strangely stood the test. O Ferdinand, thou should find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it.
Then, as my gift, take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin knot before all sanctimonious be ministered, barren hate and discord shall bestrew the union of your bed.
The murkiest den, the most opportune place, shall never melt mine honor into lust.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What, Ariel?
What would my good master?
I must use you in such another trick. Go bring the rabble o'er whom I give thee power here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently?
Aye, with a twink. No tongue, all eyes. Be silent.
Ceres, most bounteous lady, thy rich lees of wheat, rye, barleys, vetches, oats, and peas, thy pole-clipped vineyard, and thy sea marge, sterile and rocky hard, where thou thyself dost err, the queen o' the sky, whose watery arch and messenger am I, bids thee approach, rich Ceres, her to entertain.
Hail, many-coloured messenger, that never dost disobey the wife of Jupiter, who with thy saffron wings upon my flowers diffused honey drops, refreshing showers. Why hath thy queen summoned me hither to this short-grassed green?
A contract of true love to celebrate.
Highest queen of state, great Juno comes. I know her by her gait.
Go with me to bless this twain, that they may prosperous be, and honoured in their issue.
Honour, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance and increasing. Hourly joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings upon you.
Earth's increase, poison plenty, barns and garners never empty, vines and clustering bunches growing, plants with goodly birth and bowing.
Rains come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and want shall shun you, Sarah's blessings always on you.
This is a most majestic vision, and harmoniously charmingly. May I be bold to think these spirits,
Spirits which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies.
Let me live here ever. So rare a wondered father, and a wife makes this place paradise.
Oh, I had forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and his confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come.
This is strange. Your father's in some passion that works him strongly?
Never till this day saw I him touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels are now ended. These our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And, like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, ye all which it inherit shall dissolve, and, like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness. My brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
Aye, my commander.
Where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, sir, they were red hot with drinking. I beat my tabor and so charmed their ears that their lowing followed through tooth briars, pricking goss and thorns. I left them in the filthy mountain pool beyond your cell.
Oh, that was well done, my bird. The trumpery in my house. Go bring it hither.
I go.
A devil. A born devil, on whose nature nurture can never stick, on whom my pains, humanely taken, are all lost, quite lost. Come, hang them on this line.
Pray you tread softly. We now are near his cell.
You here, monster. If I should take a displeasure against you, look you.
Good my lord, be patient. For the prize I'll bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischance. This is the mouth of the cell.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King Stefano, look what a wardrobe here is for thee.
Let it alone, thou fool. It is but trash.
Of that gown, Trinculo. Oh, but by this hand, I'll have that gown.
Ah, thy grace shall have it.
What do you mean to dote thus on such luggage? Let's do the murder first.
You quiet, monster.
We shall lose our time and all be turned to barnacles or to apes.
Monster, help to bear this away where my hogshead of wine is, or I'll turn you out of my kingdom. Go to, take this.
And this.
Aye, and this.
Fury! Fury!
Hark, they roar!
Oh, at this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labours end, and thou shalt have the air at freedom.
Hi,
I'm Connie Loder, and I'm the director of EntityTheatre's 2020 summer production of Shakespeare's The Tempest. As you know, the global pandemic that we have experienced over the past few months has brought on a number of challenges for all of us.
As we cannot perform live this year, the entire cast and crew has been working hard from their own homes over the past few months so that we can still perform for you.
Our summer Shakespeare productions are offered free of charge, but our audiences have always been extraordinarily generous with their donations. Please, if you can, click the link in the description below and give whatever you can.
On behalf of EntityTheatre, thank you for your support.
We look forward to seeing you again in person in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where the bee sucks, there suck I. In a cowslip's bell I lie. There I couch when owls do cry. On that bat's back do I fly. After summer merrily. Merrily, merrily shall I live, now under the blossom that hangs in the bough. Merrily, merrily shall I live, now under the blossom that hangs in the bough.
Now does my project gather to a head. How's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease.
I did say so. Say, my spirit, how fares the king and's followers?
Confined together, all prisoners. The good old Lord Gonzalo, his tears run down his face like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Your charm so strongly works them that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And shall not myself, one of their kind, be kindlier moved than thou art? Though with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet with my nobler reason gatus my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. Go, release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong base promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers, oped, and let them forth with my so potent art. But this rough magic, I here abjure. I'll break my staff and bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than ever did plummet sound, I'll drown my book.
Where the bee sucks, there suck I. In a cowslip's bell I lie. There I couch when owls do cry. On that bat's back do I fly. After summer merrily. Merrily, merrily shall I live now under the blossom that hangs in the bough. Merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs in the bough.
Why, that's my dainty Ariel. I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. There stand, for you are spell stopped. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals upon the night, melting in the darkness. O good Gonzalo, I will pay thy graces home both in word and deed. Most cruelly did thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. And you, sister mine, that entertained ambition, who would have here killed your king. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Ariel, to the king's ship. There shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches. Enforce them to this place.
Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero. To thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
I do entreat thou, pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be here?
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not let you believe things certain. But you, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I here could justify you traitors. For you, most wicked sister, I do forgive thy rankest fault, and require my dukedom of thee.
How hast thou met us here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost my dear son Ferdinand? Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past her cure.
Oh, I rather think you have not sought her help. I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh heavens, that they were living both in Naples, the king and queen there. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. This cell's my court. Pray you, look in.
Most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Arise and say how thou camest here.
A wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here! How wondrous mankind is! Oh, brave new world that has such people in it!
It is new to thee.
What is this maid with whom thou wast at play? Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence, she is mine. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan?
Oh, how oddly will it sound that I must ask my child forgiveness.
There's a stop. Let us not burthen our remembrance with the heaviness that's gone.
Look down, you God, on this couple and drop a blessed crown. Oh, look, sir, here is more of us. What is the news?
The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. The next, our ship is Yare and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
These are not natural events.
We were dead asleep and all clapped under hatches. Even now with strange noises were we await, straightway at liberty, where we freshly beheld our royal, good, and gallant ship.
This is as strange a maze as e'er men trod.
My liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. I'll resolve you. Till when, be cheerful and think of each thing well. Spirit, set Caliban and his companions free. There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Coraggio, bully monster. Coraggio.
If these be true spies which I wear in my head, here's a goodly sight.
Oh, Setebos, these be brave spirits indeed. How fine my master is.
Oh, touch me not. I'm not Stefano, but a cramp.
What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god.
What things are these, my lady Antonia? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
These three have robbed me, and this demi-devil had plotted with them to take my life. Two of these fellows you must know and own. This thing of darkness, I acknowledge mine.
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler?
Where had he wine?
And Trinculo is reeling ripe.
Why, how now, Stefano?
This is a strange thing as e'er I looked on.
He's as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go to! Away! Sir, I invite your highness and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, and in the morn I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas. My Ariel, be free, and fare thou well. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint now, 'tis true. I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver, dwell on this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free.